Yo yo, happy Wednesday. My apologies, but no podcast this week. I got dealing with a bunch of sickies here. Two out of three now. Jess, my wife, dealing with it. Coxsackie running rampant. Apparently, I'm immune because I had it when I was younger. So go figure. But Yankees win 10-2 last night against the Royals. Austin Wells in the 9 hole had the homer, 5 RBIs, and hey, he's hit 5 home runs now against left-handed pitching. Last year, no homers versus left-handed pitching. Austin Wells really starting to mash against lefties. DJ LeMahieu has been on base. He was on base 4 times last night. Been killing it since he's come back, looking real good at second base, batting around 355. And there's a few injury news and notes we'll go through here, but you know, DJ LeMahieu really been showing what signs of what what it used to be. Now, how long could it last? How long will it last? We will see. But hey, go DJ. That's our DJ. He's been doing our thing. So let's see. June 11th here. Um, a little bit of ways to go till the trade deadline. We have time for that. But hey, DJ has been more than what we could have asked for now. A lot of people, including myself, didn't think he'd be capable of doing what he's doing right now. So let's see. Let's see it continue here. Max Fried was showing us the ace that he was again last night. No walks, 7 strong innings. Did give up that home run to Jonathan India that hit off the top of the wall. But Max Fried, another one, has been more than what we could ask for here, showing us the ace that he is. The Yankees have now they're 12-2 in the starts that Max Fried has started in, and in starts coming off a loss where he's pitched, he has an ERA under 1. It's like 0.82, unbelievable. Just Max Fried filling in, being the second ace here, and also like we have with Carlos Rodon. Man, if Garrett Cole was healthy, we'd be really in a good spot with pitching right now. You would think, but still in a pretty good spot here. Yankees, and it all ties into each other here. Now we'll get into the injuries first. Giancarlo Stanton has made his rehab assignment. Commenced yesterday with Double-A Somerset. In his first game back, he was removed in the 7th inning for a pinch runner, but 2 for 3. 3 RBIs, 1 walk. One of the singles was to the center field wall, hit really hard. So Big G looking like Big G. He's going to also be playing again tonight. We'll see what happens. They were saying that he wanted to play back-to-back games. We'll see what happens. I think, and it sounds like he'll be back this weekend up in Boston for Father's Day weekend. Marcus Stroman is scheduled to make a rehab assignment tonight also with Double-A Somerset. And pretty nice day so far here. So it should be a nice night if you're gonna go catch the ball game in Somerset. But some more injury news here. Jake Cousins was pulled from his rehab assignment, feeling discomfort in his elbow, and he will be meeting with the team doctor, Dr. Ahmad. So that's usually not a good sign. But one main thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, which probably would have been one of the main topics in the podcast episode this week. The Yankees. The Yankees did come off this weekend losing 2 out of 3 to the Boston Red Sox at home, and since, if you haven't seen it, I have a video up. It's one of those sounds that you see on the internet. That Jess likes me to do those videos, and I like them too. They're a lot of fun. But we did one about Bo Bichette, and got a lot of nice clicks. So thank you guys for that. Got a really a lot of clicks. So we like that and we appreciate it. But I talked about Bo Bichette. Now this was recorded on May 24th. It was the morning of May 24th. So I did write down my notes here. At that point, the Blue Jays were 25-25. Now they're 37-30, only 4 games back of the Yankees. The Tampa Bay Rays are right behind them. But at that point, they were 25-25 when I posted about how the Yankees should trade for Bo Bichette, because we know they need an infielder. Yes, Bo is a shortstop, but they need another infielder. I think he could play, third or second, and without looking at the fielding position he plays, could mash lefties. He's in a walk year. At that, to me, no brainer. I always think of guys, first thing I think of is guys who are in a walk year. Bo is one of those, and I do, at that point with the Blue Jays, didn't look like they were going to be in any kind of contention. I know it's early in the season, but didn't look like it at that point. They were at 500, 25 and 25. But since then, they've taken 2 out of 3 at Texas. They had a 4-game sweep of the Athletics, which they put up a lot of runs that series. 2 out of 3 versus the floundering Philadelphia Phillies, and 2 out of 3 at Minnesota. They also, right now, they're in St. Louis. They already took the first 2 games, so they're going for the sweep of the Cardinals here. So they've really 12-5 since posting that video, and which was on May 24th. And the Yankees are 10-5 since that video was posted. They've lost 2 series, one being the one in L.A. and which was funny. The Yankees swept the Angels. The Angels swept the Dodgers. The Dodgers took 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, and we lost also 2 out of 3 to Boston in between there, but a series win against Cleveland and a couple in between. But you guys get my point across here. Maybe we awakened the beast of the East here now. We formerly called it the AL Beast. Now with the Yanks, it's four games up, and 4 games up right now on June 11th on the Toronto Blue Jays. The Tampa Bay Rays are right behind them. Boston, I don't know what Boston's doing with Roman Anthony coming up, but they're still sort of in that fringe, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They're sort of still in that fringe here, where they're coming off the big series win against us. Could they also get hot too? And the Orioles are really underperforming here. And I saw an interesting thing on MLB trade rumors. I was telling Jess right before I hopped on here. She's really sick with the hand, foot, and mouth, but she's a fan of Adley Rutschman. Has one of her keepers in fantasy in our fantasy league, and MLB trade rumors were saying that Adley maybe could be on the move with the recent success of top prospect Samuel Basallo, kind of ready to move on from the AAA level. So could be an interesting deadline with the extra wild card teams now, 3 wild card teams. Could be real interesting. So less sellers, maybe more buyers, maybe less big names on the move. But hey, I really thought if Toronto was out of it, they got a lot of nice pieces. But that front office is on the hot seat up there in Toronto, Shapiro and crew. So they got to they kind of got to win. And, with Bo in his walk year. So, let's see what happens. Plenty of season left, but maybe, I should just keep my mouth shut. And because it just seems every time I say something, it just goes the other way. But, hey, the bottom of the order for us has been good. So, sometimes I guess some of the things I say, good things come out. But Toronto has awakened, and Tampa Bay Rays are right behind them. It's four games, like 4.5 games for the for Tampa. So plenty of baseball left. But hey, since that video on May 24th, talking about Bo Bichette, trading for Bo Bichette, the Blue Jays have awakened. But interesting series here for the Yankees now with Kansas City. 4 games against them this season. The Yankees have won all 4. We saw, you might have seen, another one tried to be funny about Jack Caglione having some trouble in right field there. Dominguez with his 3 hits, 3 hits that he had last night, and the last one he hit nice, really hard. But we know he has his struggles from the right-hand side of the plate. Caglione helping him out a little bit in right field, but he did redeem himself, with the glove when they put him at first later in the game. But we've talked about how good Yerry De Los Santos been, and texting with my man RJ, BD4. During the game, we were talking about Yerry and how Yerry maybe start putting him in high leverage situations. He's been so good, and right after that, he had his little bit of a blip in the 9th inning there. Tim Hill came in, got out of it. But today, Yankees gonna have their handful against Chris Bubich. A lefty, really tough lefty this season who, we've had trouble with in the past. And, let's just be real here. Clarke Schmidt, kind of just asking Clarke to kind of, show himself here, to kind of show us, what he is, what type of pitcher he is, what he's made of. Because, to me, in my opinion, and probably a lot of our opinions, it's been a little bit inconsistent. So we want to just see Clarke, kind of show himself, show what he really is here, and, take that next step that we kind of see that he's been, almost there, taking that next step, because he, has the stuff to be, showing us what Rodon's showing. Just needs to just take that next leap here. But enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Enjoy your Wednesday. Yankees-Royals, Game 2 of the series tonight at 7:40. And just wanted to share those, little thoughts about, the Toronto Blue Jays and Bo Bichette, because it's only fitting, and just, with, with all the clicks that we've got on those videos, on that video, just kind of wanted to say, it's been about 2.5 weeks now. So this is where we're at. So kind of awakened the beast of the East, which is the division, the AL East. I'll talk to you guys. God bless, and as always, go Yankees.